Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you the best possible way to make gold in classic World of Warcraft. This also works in hardcore, on the anniversary servers, and also on era. So whatever version of classic that you're playing, this method works in all of them. And this is by far the best way to make gold, going off the time you have to put in and the amount of gold you'll get back. Sometimes you can only put in maybe 30 minutes per day, and with this method you can still make thousands of gold from doing so. So obviously what we're talking about is flipping. Flipping is where you basically play the auction house. You buy items for cheap and you resell them for a higher price, and you keep the profit in between. Now it sounds simple, but you do need to know what to look for, and in this video I'm going to show you how it works and what kind of items to actually look for. So first of all, you're going to need one add-on. And now the add-on that I'm talking about is TSM, which stands for Trade Skill Master. This add-on will give you price data for items, so you can determine whether or not they're actually a good item to buy and to resell. It basically gives you a whole heap of different price data on every single item in the game. This way, instead of just guessing what to buy and what to sell them for, you can actually determine what you're going to spend on the item based off the data, which is the only way to do flipping correctly. So once you have downloaded TSM, what you want to do next is you want to set up some groups. Now, personally, I'm going to be using my flipping groups from my flipping guide. So if you want to get some pre-made groups that are set up and ready for you to use, and basically they have all the best items in the groups, and they also have operations, so these are TSM operations, that will help you post the items only at a profitable price no matter what. So what I've went and done is I've got the TSM import from my flipping guide, which if you want to get it, it will be linked down below in the description box. Once you copy the import, you want to go to import right here. So you go to groups and then go to import group. You paste the string in right here, and this will pop up all of my different groups and also the operations connected to them. You want to go ahead and click on import, and what this will do is it will import all of my pre-made groups. Now this has all of the best possible items to actually go ahead and flip in all the versions of classic World of Warcraft. So we have all the materials sorted by subgroups, so we can search by subgroups to make the scans a bit quicker. We also have all the gear. We have the BIS, pre-BIS, and high demand groups. These groups right here have some of the best possible items when it comes to gear. We also have some level 19 twink groups. So this has all the level 19 twink pieces. We have all the recipes. They're all sorted by the different quality. So going from common, uncommon, rare, and obviously epic if you want to focus on a certain one. We have the consumables. So we've got your flasks, foods, oils, potions, scrolls. And then we have another one, which is others. And this has the bags, pets, profession stuff, quest items, quivers, and miscellaneous. So these are all been sorted really well, and I've basically removed any of the items that won't be worth flipping. So all that are in these groups are items that are worth flipping. So items that aren't sold from a vendor, items that actually sell for a certain reason, and that are actually worth flipping. So now once you've got this set up, if you've imported my TSM group, you also have my TSM operations, which will basically only post items at a profitable price no matter what, and it will also, when you're selling materials, we'll post them in different stack sizes. As you can see, there's stack sizes of 1, 3, 5, 10, and 20. This way you have all the different stack sizes. If someone wants to buy, say only 3 off the auction house, they can actually go ahead and buy your stack, and it'll be the perfect amount for them. Now that this setup is done, what I'm going to show you next is basically how TSM works, and then after that, I'll show you how to actually do flipping. To use TSM, you obviously want to head over to the auction house. Now, when you open up the auction house, it will bring you to this window right here. This is the default Blizzard UI. Now, we want to click on TSM down the bottom here. Now, what we can do from here is we have a few different windows. We have Browse. This is where we can select groups and we can actually scan through them to find deals. We have Auctioning. This is where you're going to be selling items. Now, if you're using my groups, basically all you want to do is have every single group selected. As you can see, you can deselect them, or if you click on the top part, it will select all of them. And this is where you can run post scans. So this will be where you're posting the items, and you can also run cancel scans. So what cancel scans do is basically that they will go through all the items you have posted on the auction house, and if someone's undercut you, you'll be able to run this scan and it will tell you, and then you can remove those items and you can repost them again, just so you stay above the competition. And we're basically posting it for 1 copper less than the competition. This way we don't drive the market all the way down. We don't want to undercut someone by like 1 gold, and they'll just destroy the profit margins. We just want to undercut by 1 copper. So to run a post scan, it's very simple. Have all groups selected. As you can see, we have some Black Lotus in the bag. So if we run on post scan right now, it will go through, scan all the items that are in the groups, and it will give us the option to post them. As you can see with the operation, this is a material, so it posted all different stack sizes. First that will obviously go through is the lower stack sizes. So this one right here is the stack size of 1, this is 3, this is 5, this is 10, and this is 20. So it's going to go through all of these stack sizes of 1. Once it's posted around 20 of the stack sizes of 1, it will move on to the next one. That's why you're going to see not enough in bags, because we only actually have 5. So by the time we post all 5, we still wouldn't have went through all of the 1 stack sizes. But basically what you want to do from there is you want to click on post, and this will go ahead and post them. Or another thing that I personally use is the TSM macro. Now to set the TSM macro up, you basically go onto the TSM settings and you head over to macros, and you can actually go ahead, select what you want the macro to do, and you click on update macro, and this will put the macro in your macro book, and you can go get it out and you can put it on your keyboard. I personally keybind it to personally the best possible way to do this is with this scroll wheel up and down. So what you want to do is you want to go to your keybinds, and then we want to go to our action bars, and let's go ahead and put it on 3, so the mouse will scroll up and the mouse will scroll down. As you can see, here are the new keybinds right here. Now when we go to post, what we can actually do is we can just scroll the mouse wheel up and down, and it will post the items extremely quickly. Now let's actually go through and I'll show you how to do basically shopping for items that are worth flipping. So as you can see, we have a bunch of groups. Now we can select multiple, we can select like full groups, or if we just want to have a certain group out of each group, we can select pretty much whatever we want. Now the key with this is to do pretty much, you don't want to be scanning absolutely every single item in the game, because the scan will take a while. So you want to go through them, do certain ones that you prefer actually flipping, or you can just go through them one by one. This will make the scans a lot quicker. Say for example, we actually want to do all materials, we could go ahead and do that. Let's start off with actually a material flip, and I'll show you how that works, because flipping materials is a little bit different than actually flipping other items, because with materials you tend to buy more than 1 item and kind of reset the market price. Where if you're flipping, say, a piece of gear or a recipe, sometimes you can get away with just buying 1, and then the next one has a big jump in price, giving it a good profit margin. So you don't have to buy, say, like 10, 50 like you do with materials. Now when the scan is going, this is what you're going to see by default without changing any of the settings. On the side here, you're going to see a percent. This is the percent of the market value. Now the market value is the average price over the past 14 days on your specific realm. So as you can see, if it was at 100%, it means it's on the average of what it's been over the past 14 days. If it is lower, this means that it's actually under the average. And if it's higher, it means that it's over the average price. So if we're looking for deals, we obviously want to be buying them when they're under the average price. This way we can resell them for closer to the average price. So what you can do is you can actually click on the percent, and this will sort this from the highest to the lowest, as you can see. So at the moment, the best possible deals will be up on the top part. We'll let the scan go through and then I'll show you a bit more. Okay, so now the scan is complete. It has scanned all the different materials that are worth flipping. As you can see, there is a bunch of low percents, meaning they're way below the market value. Anything under like 50% is definitely worth looking into. Now, the goal with materials is selling high volume of them. Because they sell so quickly, the way to make good gold with flipping materials is by buying a lot of them and selling a lot of them. So what you want to do to actually find a good deal, you can go through them and you can have a look. If you hover over them, you'll be able to see the market value. So the market value for this is 2 silver and 66 copper on my realm. So buying this at 16 silver is a great deal. So what we could do here, we can see that the actual price goes up and up as it goes down. The highest one is posted for 72 silver, which is actually way below the market value. So what we could do with this item is we could buy every single one of these out, and then we could basically reset the market to whatever we want. Now with the operations and how they're set up, it'll actually post them for 3 silver and 99 copper if we buy them all out. So let's go ahead and do that with this material right here, just for an example for this video. Now I recommend clicking these one by one instead of using the TSM macro, because the TSM macro, sometimes if you do it too quickly, it can bug out TSM. So when you're buying, I highly recommend just clicking it one by one. This way you also keep track of where you're up to and you don't accidentally buy one that is too overpriced. So we've got a few more to buy here. So just like that, we brought every single one of those. So now we can basically repost them for whatever price we want. Let's find another item for an example. Let's find one that is a different scenario where we don't actually buy out every single one of them. So here we have the rough stone. Now this sells extremely quickly. We can see that the price keeps going up. There's 3 stacks of 20 here. Now what we could do, we were looking for like a big jump in price, or when it gets close to the market value. So what we could do is we could buy from 6 copper, and then we could buy it all the way up to 23 copper, and then would post all of ours at 24 copper or at 23, undercutting this guy right here. So let's go ahead and do that with the rough stone. Now rough stone sells extremely quickly, so this should be able to sell within a couple minutes of actually posting this. We want to make sure that we buy them all out, and we're going to buy these up to 24 copper. So let's keep on buying these. We want to make sure that we don't buy it over 24 copper, because that's where we want to set the price to. Now when resetting the price, I wouldn't recommend resetting it like over the market value, because that's the average price. So you want to keep it around the average price or a bit below the average price, just to be safe. So we need to buy 2 more, and then we've reset this to 24 copper, and we're going to repost all of ours at this price. Now we'll get one more item while I'm showing you an example, but you could go through and you could buy all of these and then reset them at a good price, and you don't actually have to keep track of how much you paid for them, because TSM will keep track of that as the smart average buy price, and you can see it on the tooltip after we buy them, which I'll show you an example of. But my operations will only post items at a profitable price, so they'll keep track of how much you paid for them, and then it'll only allow you to post them at a profitable price. So it takes all the hard work out of actually keeping track of the items. Let's do a material that's worth a little bit more here. We can see that the large venom sac, it has a market value of 41 silver, and there's a bunch of these posted for around 15 silver. Now if we scroll down, we can see the next really big jump is actually from 24 silver to 41 silver. So let's reset it to 41 silver. So let's go ahead and buy these all out. Alright, let's make sure that we do not buy the one at 41 silver. We want to just buy the ones before the big jump. Perfect. Now let's use these for an example. Now what you want to do is you want to head over to the mailbox, obviously, grab these items out of the mailbox, and we're going to post these up on the auction house. When I grab these out of the mailbox, I will show you where you can see the average price that you've paid for the items. So go ahead and open all of them. Make sure you're opening with TSM. This way TSM can track how much you actually paid for each item. Now if we hover over the item, we can see under TSM accounting, we can see the purchase price. So from 17 silver all the way up to 17 copper all the way up to 72 copper. And the average price that we paid for them was 27 copper. Now same with this, for the rough stone, our average was 11 copper, and then for the huge venom sacs, our average was 17 silver. So let's head over back to the auction house, and we're going to post these up on the auction house. Now the best thing about these operations is that it's going to keep track of how much you paid, and it will only post them at a profitable price. So we don't have to worry about keeping track of how much we paid for each item. So what you want to do is you want to head over to auctioning, make sure all the groups are selected, then click on run post scan. Okay, let's go ahead and click on run post scan, and this will scan all the items. As you can see, for the huge venom sacks, we only paid 17 silver, and we're going to repost them for 41 silver. We paid 11 copper each for the rough stone, and on average, well for average, and we're going to repost them for 23 copper, which is undercutting the competition by 1. And then also with the lightning eel, we paid on average 27 copper each, and we're going to repost them for 3 silver and 99 copper. Now obviously you can see where the profit is going to come with selling these sort of items. And these items sell extremely quick. Because they're materials, they're going to sell as quick as possible, especially these rough stones. They're going to sell pretty much instantly as we post them on the auction house. Now to post quickly, you want to use a TSM macro, how we have a keybind to the scroll wheel up and down. We just spam our scroll wheel up and down. And as you can see, it's posting at all different stack sizes. So we're covering all the different stack sizes that some people may want to buy them in. Just keep scrolling our mouse wheel, posting these as quick as possible. You want to keep on scrolling till they're all gone out of your inventory, and just like that, we have posted these all on the auction house. And as you can see, here they are, all posted on the auction house. All the different stack sizes. Now what you can do to stay competitive is you can have all the groups selected and you run cancel scans. What this will do is it will scan all the items that you have posted on the auction house from the groups, and if you've been undercut, it will tell you, and you can simply remove those items from the auction house, so then you can repost them, undercutting the competition. Now this is more important to do this with materials, just because of how much volume is actually posted on the auction house, and doing this will allow you to get a lot more sales. Now we just ran a cancel scan. As you can see, if it says the green text, it means you haven't been undercut. If we scroll down, we can see on all of our different listings that we just posted, we have not been undercut, and we have the cheapest price on the auction house, which is important because people will buy ours before they buy anyone else's. And because we're covering every different stack sizes, they'll more than likely buy ours. Because if they want like a stack of 1, they can buy ours. A stack of 3, 5, 10, and 20, they can buy all of ours. Next up, I'll show you how to do it with some different markets that are not materials. They work a little bit different, but the main difference is that there is going to be less competition, and more than likely, you don't have to buy too many of the same item to see a big jump up in price. The best deals when it comes to flipping gear and recipes is where you can actually just buy one item and then the next one has a big jump up in price. So you only need to buy one of the item and then you can post it at a profitable price. Unlike materials where you may need to buy say 20 or 50 before you can bump the price up with those. So let's start off and have a look at the groups right here. We have the armor groups, we have the BIS, previous, high demand. So these are some of the best items in the game that can sell for the most amount of gold. You obviously have your epics too, your rares. These also have some really good prices. So let's start off and let's do all of the BIS, previous, high demand, armor and weapons. This tends to be a really, really good group with some of the more high valued and high demand items in the game. So let's go ahead and we'll run this scan. We'll let it go through and we can see if there's any good deals that are worth buying and flipping in these groups. Now there's only 112 items in this group, so it shouldn't take too long to actually scan. Now obviously we want to have our percent sorted by lowest to highest. This way we can keep track of the best possible deals starting at the top. And we can actually just start going through here. Even as it is scanning, we can actually buy items. So we'll let this go through and we'll see what deals pop up. Okay, so the scan is nearly complete. And as you can see, the top deal, it's actually posted at only 44% of the market value on my realm. So let's go ahead, hover over the item and look a bit more into the data. We can see the market value for this is 166 gold, which is really nice. So what we could do with this, and there's only one of these posted, so we won't have any competition by buying this. Now how the operations are set up is we'll try to post them if there's no competition for the best possible price that is still reasonable. So if we brought this at 74 gold and there's no competition, the operations will post it at 250 gold. So this is actually a perfect example. Now this is a good cloak that is used by tanks. Let's go ahead and buy this item. We're going to buy it for 74 gold and we're going to repost this at 250 gold. Now I'll show you a few more examples. So here's an item where we could actually flip this, but we would have to buy two. As you can see, there's two posted at 14 gold each, which is only 56% of the market value. And then there's one posted at 34 gold. So we could technically buy both of these and repost them, basically doubling our money on both of these, posting them at 34 silver. Now the downside with this is that we'd have to buy two. Now the best possible deals is where you just buy one of them and the price jumps up. But even if you need to buy two or three, it still can actually be worth buying. Now we might, just for this example, skip this item. And I'll see if I can find you some more examples. So here's a good example of what not to buy. This may look good because it says 59%. However, as you can see, we would have to buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 before there's a big jump up in price. Which obviously we do not want to have 9 of the same item when it is either from the armor selection or from the recipes, just because they do take a little bit longer to sell than materials. Now there's like two really good examples. Let's go ahead and grab the item that we just brought out of the auction house and we'll post this up on the auction house. This was a really good flip right here. So let's go ahead, grab this out, head back over to the auction house, and how the operations are set up, because there's no competitions, it will actually post this for 250 gold. And that means there is a lot of profit in this flip that we've done right here. As you can see, 250 gold, and we only spent 74 gold. An amazing flip. Now when we sell this, there'll be a lot of profit for us. So as you can see, once this sells, we're going to have 176 gold profit from this flip, which is great considering it only took us less than a minute to do that flip. Now the key of flipping all these different armor pieces is that you want to have a good catalog of them, so a bunch of them that you have good profit margins on like this, and this is how you can make a lot of gold very easy with a little amount of time. Now the same thing goes with recipe flipping. Now recipes sometimes can sell a little bit quicker. What I like to do is I prefer to scan all the groups. For the video's sake, let's go ahead and just scan all of the epic recipes. As you can see, some sales are coming in for our rough stone, which is what we like to see. So let's go ahead and we'll just scan all of the epic recipes. Now there's currently only 14 different ones posted on the auction house, as we can see. Let's see if there's any good deals though that are posted. So the market value on this is 11 gold, and there's some posted for about 5 gold. Now what we'd see here is there is a little jump up in price here from about 5 gold to 6 gold and 95 silver. Not much profit to be made, but we could do a little few gold profit from buying these two ones and then reposting at 6 gold and 95 silver. Let's see, the market value on this is 65 gold, so we could buy both of these out at 35 gold each and then repost them both at 75 gold, which this could actually be definitely worth doing. Recipes tend to sell a little bit quicker. Here's a no-brainer one though. We have the robe of the Archmage. There's one posted for basically 4 gold, and then we could repost it for 6 gold. That's a 2 gold profit right there. Let's go ahead and grab that. Let's also actually buy both of these out at 35 gold each, and we'll repost them at 75 gold each. So that is how you do the recipes. Basically the same as flipping the armor pieces. You just want to make sure that you're not buying too many of the same item. You don't want to buy, the max I'd buy of the same item to see a big jump in price is probably 3. Even 2 sometimes I don't like doing. Anything over 3 I prefer to stay away from, because obviously they take longer to sell, so you don't want to have a massive stock of the same item that potentially could take days to actually sell, because the price could have changed by then. So you kind of want to get in and out with your profits. But as you can see, we paid 35 gold each for these, reposting for 75 gold, and then we paid basically 4 gold for this, 3 gold and 99 silver, and we reposted for 5 gold, 99 silver. So let's post these up on the auction house. Now the same thing goes when you're flipping other things, so it's pretty much similar when you're doing pets, quest items, things like that. These items you flip this way. Now if you're going to be flipping like the consumables, they flip basically like materials. You can basically buy out a bunch of them because they sell a lot quicker, and you can reset the price to a good price where it jumps up in profit. However guys, if you want to learn all the secrets and tips and tricks of how to do this properly and make thousands of gold in all versions of classic World of Warcraft, you can check out my in-depth guide on flipping. It'll be linked down below in the description box. This teaches you everything you need to know about flipping in all the different versions of classic. So from hardcore to era to the new anniversary realms, it will teach you everything you need to know. It also teaches you how to flip in Season of Discovery, and it gives you TSM group imports for all of the different versions. So for era, for fresh, for hardcore, for Season of Discovery, it will give you my groups that I've made and handpick the best items to actually do this with for all of those different versions. So if you want to check it out, it is linked down below in the description box. If you enjoyed this video, put a thumbs up on it, and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification so you get notified for future videos about flipping, about gold making, and just a whole heap of very useful information when it comes to making gold in all versions of World of Warcraft. Till the next one guys, take care.